Hello and welcome back to a personal code of conduct. I don't know if today's audio is going to be trash, but just know that I'm basically going to call it something corny like a new era or the end of an era or like season one the end. This is probably going to be the last episode of season one. And okay, yeah, I forgot my name is Dio. This is probably going to be the last episode of season one because I started this podcast because I didn't have any direction in life. I still don't have any direction in life. But I was in a place that I was certain that I didn't want to be. And over the course of this podcast, you saw me leave the place. You saw me you saw me. I talked about leaving the place. I talked about deciding to go all in into data science. I talked about all sorts of stuff. And now tomorrow I begin a new job, hopefully. I think tomorrow. So it's by next week Sunday, you know whether it's season two or we're still in season one. But yeah, this is probably the end of an era. Like the main reason that caused my stress and suffering and all, I won't call it suffering, just disappointment in myself is gone. And I'm starting a new, hopefully 3 year long journey or more than that if it's permitting. Because I hope because now that and the reason why I wanted to talk about an end of an era because I've discovered now that I've gotten a peace of mind in something, I've started worrying about something else, which is at the end of the 6 months, will I be part of the cut? Will I make the cut? Because obviously they're always after the training, we may decide if your performance is subpar, but I should know myself by now. My performance is never subpar. I know it sounds cocky, but I do finish my task. I do try and go above and beyond because that's who I am, I think, sort of. I don't know. That is just weird. But this is a new era. I think it's going to be short because I haven't yet I just moved to a new apartment in quotes and I have a roommate and I haven't told them that I record a podcast. So it's not going to be like people who are used to me. So I'm yeah, I recorded a podcast at in the afternoons, so on Sundays or Saturdays or whenever I'm chance, but it's mostly on Sunday because I'm a lazy lazy human being. So today what I'm mostly going to be talking about, I think this is going to be quite short. What I'm mostly going to be talking about is new eras are expensive and becoming who I'm afraid I'm becoming. I think what really brought about this fear of who I'm becoming. Basically, I find myself becoming a relative who is becoming another relative. So it's I'm in the beginning point of getting to phase two before reaching the final form of phase three super paranoid fuck. Like because right now I'm already giving myself something new to worry about and I know that's not healthy. That doesn't make any sense. And usually in the presence of that relative that I'm becoming, I'm usually the calm as fuck human being that dude, let's not think about this. Then in the presence of people who are not related to me, or people who basically let me talk into their ear, I am the dramatic, incredibly worried about everything human being. Now I have nothing to say. So it's just me deciding why we so different with people in in different how do I put this, in different sectors we are so different with different people we are different, in different situations we are different. Does that make us fake? Does it make us this completely unreal something? Because just you might be a total polar opposite in one place than you're in another place. I think I don't know. Maybe I think I have more of a reactive personality. It depends on the kind of energy you give me. Because I'm another reason that even I came up with it. Like I was having highs and low in the conversation with a dude, a relative, like a spouse of a relative, and he was one of those people who like to have the last word, and I am also an individual who likes to have the last word. But things that when men do this, they always talk with this kind of stuff. Like for example, I like to have the last word, but unconsciously or is it consciously, I always try to convince you to let me have the last word. But when I see men with my character of desiring to have the last word, they always talk with certainty that the last word is theirs and no one else's. And sometimes I wonder, is it confidence or conditioning, in the sense that like they are supposed to be the wiser one, the one with more experience. I know eventually needing to have the last word is a bad trait. It's not something that should be encouraged in either gender. And I do curb my behaviors, like when I realize that the situation is, and I try to like go through everything I say, every action I take, because sometimes you may not have the last word. But I find myself in this conversation, even though I had a point to prove, I found myself deciding to just let him talk. And I was like, I think the main reason why, and I'm like, why am I like that with people that ordinarily I should like make sure that I am the one talking, because and not with people, because and not with people that I know that I like and I should give them the chance to speak, but I'm too busy talking. Because when I notice a bigger personality than my own, I back down, and I shouldn't do that. And that's the reason why, like, over the course of that conversation, I literally had that conversation today. I kept on telling myself, don't back down. Even though my instinct was to back down and let him win, in the end, after like 30 minutes, I was able to find my way in the conversation and not back down. I was able to be like, I'm going to have the last word, not because I'm trying to butt heads with this human being, but because the vibe I'm trying to give is like, I actually genuinely know what I'm talking about. You just want to like I shouldn't be backing down because this person's personality is big. I should be backing down because I'm wrong. And I need to see it because I'm wrong. And if I cannot respect other people's opinion anytime I'm wrong, then I shouldn't be trying to. I'm confusing myself. How will I explain? I felt I was right. I had the proper information, and I felt this person wasn't listening to me. But I wanted to back down because his personality was so much bigger and louder than my own, and he was older, and I wanted to back down. But I even though it's something casual and something silly we're talking about, I just wanted to like speak up. I wanted to speak up because I was like, not because we're just having a casual conversation, but because I was like, there you have to learn how to speak up to the people that you need to speak up to and back down for the people you need to back down to. This is not a situation where you're meant to back down. You're backing down because his personality is large, or you realize he's someone similar to you who also wants to have the last word and you don't want to cause any friction. But like, if you are not going to decide in a situation that when you're right and properly going to talk, how are you going to properly back down when somebody who is shyer than you needs like the push to talk? I know it seems like, oh, okay, I'm encouraging myself to speak up so I can keep quiet later. No, it's because in the kind of situation where you expect to have I can't remember what I was going to say, something about power dynamics or something. It was about like, in the kind of situation where you understand that you're supposed to speak up, you understand that you believe in what you're saying. But if you recognize in a situation where somebody's not letting you say that, but then again, some people decide to just ignore the fact that they've been in that situation, so they understand the plight, they understand the suffering. Some people just decide to like not give a fuck, even though they understand the suffering and the plight. But like, you understand what it feels to be shut down, so you'll be able to tell the cues, like the facial expressions, and when you who likes to talk so much is shutting down somebody that wants to talk. I like to talk a lot, and when I meet somebody else, like, which is really weird, when I meet somebody else who likes, because I think I want to talk about three things, like about like this backing down, becoming somebody else, and the last one, two weird dudes that asked me out today alone. Okay, I won't say that showed interest in me today alone, and I was like, my personality needs to change because it's attracting weirdos. um where was I? So like, I need to understand the social cues. I need to understand how I felt, how I reacted, how I just decided to not listen at one point because I didn't feel heard. I need to understand those cues when I'm talking to somebody else, and I don't become. No, this person wasn't an asshole. They were actually trying to like share their wisdom and their understanding and about the situation and everything, but they weren't letting me speak, and it was over a silly matter. But like, if I don't find these confidences in silly matters, when it comes to more serious situations, how will I speak up if I don't like if and it's more than just having the last word. And I think understanding the distinction and knowing that I have something to say and something to do and something to understand means that something to say, something to do, something to understand means that I am deserving of the last word because I am right. It's no longer just I have to fill in a conversation blank, and understanding that I have to be deserving of the last word. I'm using last word in like the conclusion, not necessarily the conclusion of the conversation, like the generally accepted idea in a conversation of two people trying to convince each other of something. So I need to know how to back down when I'm going to listen to this person's opinion. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I started a personal code of conduct. Because I won't be able to give retorts or like um what do you call it, or like insights into other people's opinions if I don't know my own opinion about the subject matter itself. If I don't know my own opinion, I'll easily be swayed or I'll react in anger because I cannot give contrapoint to whatever points this person is making. And I also need to understand myself. That's one thing I need to look at stoicism, that if somebody breaks into insults or like abusive language because they no longer have any contrapoints to my points, I need to understand not to take it to heart. I need to understand that it is just human nature to try and instill doubt once they can no longer use logic and reason. And that's fine. Like, people are people. And you should always expect less of people and be pleasantly surprised when they do more or when they do, because people do people things. Like, if you can think about something crazy, there's somebody on this planet that have decided to do it. So like, that is me about speaking up for myself. So like, the next segment was me becoming that person, and I think the third one is about the whole relationship drama. I was incredibly alarmed. I've been knowing this. Like, I know that I am the worrywart among my friends. Like, I know that people have their worries, but I also know that I'm increasingly the one that has to, like, that often like burdens other people with my worries. And I'm like, because I'm so like, the thing is that people often, I try to deal with other people's worries the way I want other people to deal with my own worries. But the thing is that other people are not dealing with my own worries um the way I want them to deal with my own worries. I like the whole you rant, and you come up with a solution on your own. And I really enjoy when people are having like their dramatic rants on like how they're having this conversation with themselves and they're not letting you speak. Because I do it too. And I actually do enjoy when people like have this entire conversation with themselves, come up with a solution that they came up with by themselves, or maybe with gentle nudging. And that'd be really awesome. And another thing I like about this like conversation method is like they won't be able to blame you for their failures, especially when somebody is like that dramatic and worried like myself. And sometimes you get to a point that you shut down and you're not even willing to take the blame yourself, even though you're surprisingly more often willing to blame yourself. Sometimes you just want to blame someone else, and it's usually the person you were ranting to. That's why I try to like tell people that like, I don't want your advice in this rant. I don't want your opinion. I just want to rant. Then I want to sort it out by myself. Then if you have more opinion, maybe gentle nudging. And what I want for myself is what I try to do for other people. But other people don't seem to like be interested in long, dramatic, painful rants where they just pour everything else. I don't know. Maybe because I attract the like stoic, quiet type. And even though I have a social battery that like I need to retry and everything, but like I burn it so fast. Like I understand like the whole concept of an introvert is like, oh, like you need to recharge for people, stay away from people, understand yourself while you do your things. I think all human beings are like that. But then again, it's my bullshit theory. You might not be like that. You might enjoy the vibe. But like there's sometimes I want energy from other human beings, like a fucking blood sucking leech. Or like Picasso. Like I don't remember which podcast or which story I heard about somebody liking Picasso who drew talents of others. He just made other people miserable and he made his works beautiful because he was such an emotional drain. And I think I don't know whether it's self doubt, but generally terrified of becoming an emotional drain onto other people, even though I enjoy voicing out my problems. Hence the podcast. I enjoy voicing out my thoughts, and it's not I necessarily want you to listen. I want you to be interested the way I like dramatic ranty stories like of other people. I like the dramatic ranty stories. I really do. But like I don't want to, like, so to say, I don't want to partake. Like I like it when somebody, like I said before, I like it when somebody comes up with a solution by themselves. I like it when they're able to tell me what they want after their dramatic rants, and maybe like careful nudging for them to find the root of the problem. And that's what I want for myself. And I think but like there's sometimes I just want people to recharge, and there's sometimes I'm like, most times I'm like, I've accepted my fate of not being number one in anyone's life. And I'm like, how do number ones even treat each other? Like, how often do, like, friends, not like, oh, we went to school together, or like we saw each other every day for a time for like a couple of years, and now we're like friends, but we never really shared anything deep. I'm like, do people have real friends that they talk about their worries, their struggles, their stuff with, and they like try to brainstorm solutions and try to like move up in life together? I don't know, I feel like I attract deeply private people who just don't like talking about shit. I don't know, but then again, I can drop off the face of the earth and not talk about shit and just like not be there. I don't want to be like going off to the malls or like doing whatever. I just, I don't know. Sometimes I need people to recharge. Sometimes I'm fine by myself. I'm like a majority, and I think that is one thing I feel like I will excel in presentations. I will excel in like in all sorts of stuff because I like it when people tell me I'm right. But like nowadays, I've decided to like listen to when people tell me I'm wrong, and I won't say I've decided to. I have been, but like you just have to like go through the cutthroat pain as somebody doesn't think you're awesome. The cutthroat pain of criticism, and just decide that fuck it. I need to jot the critiques down and improve on them. Then okay, what else? What am I doing with myself? I've moved into a hostel. I think my roommate's currently in the kitchen and she's doing whatever, but I'm like, fuck. I don't know. Where am I going? So this is, I don't know, 15 minutes in and I have nothing to talk about. But like, oh fuck. I think I'll just go straight into the second topic, then I'll look for something else to talk about the two people. And I'm like, why I'm disturbed about the two people that asked me out. So a dude wanted to do the whole profession of love, and it was very very scary in the sense that he was the kind of dude that like I think my main selling point to both of those dudes was that I had no friends. Like the fact that I had no friends, I didn't go out. I just went to the market, just went to the like the fact that I wasn't social, that was my selling point. That was what drew them to me, and I'm like, okay, this is creepy as fuck. I'm not doing this. Like, why the fuck is that my selling point? Oh my god, no. And that was my selling point to those two dudes, and I was like, fuck. I don't want that to be my selling point to anybody. But unfortunately, that was my selling point. And yeah. Should I feel bad or something? I don't know. I need to probably get shirt and jeans and buy like food. Okay, not food. I have food in the freezer. I was like, buy like water because I don't know. I don't know this chick well enough to randomly take her water. Um, what else? I need water. I'm fucking dehydrated. So like yeah, and it was like, is that really my selling point? The fact that I'm like creepy, weird, and alone. It's like, is that my selling point? Is that like my marketing strategy? Like I'm attracting people who like the fact that I'm alone, and like the entire stuff was like, oh, you have peace of mind. The person's calm inside, or like what other thing? You are a serious human being. You look sporty, and I'm like, I don't know, guy. I don't think I'd be forever single, but like once once I have money, there's probably somebody I'd like to chase, but I'm very certain that the person is too cool of a human being to not be with somebody either now or like by the time I'm ready to chase them. So it's going to now be a situation of um it's not going to be a situation of fuck now stuff from the beginning, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean I'm a Nigerian woman, and even if I said I didn't want to, I beg go and travel around the world and spend money and do whatever because I won't be poor. And like, I think I really want to go on a food tour. I've decided that like, but I'm going to improve my diet. Okay, for the next 2 days, it's going to be fucking trash. I'm not even going to deny it. It's going to be rice and like just rice mostly with nothing really major in it. But my plan for the future is stir fry, like a lot of stir fry, like stir fried chicken, stir fried. It's going to be like macaroni with a shit ton of vegetables. I need a steamer basket. If there's one thing I'm going to fucking buy, it's a steamer basket. I'll steam a ton of vegetables. I'll steam fish. Steam everything together. Then I'll stir fry it with like the pre-boiled pasta and it'd be fucking awesome. It'd be fucking awesome. Yahoo. Yeah. I have decided to turn in my inner Courtney Jones, or is it Coco Jones? I mean, and randomly pause and song. I don't know. So like I just realized I have nothing to do. So let's look at what the content I've been looking at this week. I don't know. I've not been looking at anything sensible. As per usual, I have nothing to talk about. So I'll think about something to talk about like later. So like first two sections done. Yay. But like so this was supposed to be more dramatic in the sense of an end of an era. I'm beginning a new chapter of my life tomorrow and all that bullshit. But like fuck, it's not. It's really not. It's really not fucking any new. It just feels like yeah, I'll know whether I've signed myself away to like 3 years of miserableness, or if like by the end of next week I'm like, yes, this is the future I've always wanted. I can see the ladder before me. Yes, and all that bullshit. But like whatever, I'll be fine. I'll be so fine. So up until the next 29 months. Next 29 months of indentured servitude. I don't know. I'm the one that fucking signed it. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be perfect and fantastic. It'll be fine. And I need to like extrapolate that by the casual vibe I present to my relative, the relative that I'm becoming, and more have like and be less of a worrywart and like stressing people that don't want to be stressed, obviously, because like I'm not number one. I don't know how people treat number ones, and I'm like, do you even talk? Do you talk every day? Do you make plans every day? Do you check in with each other? How do you deal with your number one? It's stress, so much fucking stress. And I think guys, you won't be friends until you see each other like every fucking day, and you're just like, oh my god, I know this person well. So enough of like the actual topics I had. Today is just a casual like I just moved into a new place. That's why I'm recording like so late in the day. But like yeah. So I'll look for something else to fill in the next 20 minutes. Or maybe I'll focus just post my music. I don't have any cool music or stuff, so like I'll look for something to talk about for like the next 20 minutes. I It would shock me if I see something that I end up ranting for like 50 minutes, but I doubt it. So like yeah, I'll go look for something to talk about.
I'ma fuck up my life. I'ma fuck up my life. We gon' party all night. know about blood. Bitch, you ain't even my type. Yeah, right, yeah, right.